It just so happens that Roscoe's been clocking 153 miles an hour on a radar gun. So today, Roscoe's going to give us some of those tips, and hopefully we'll be able to put a little bit more speed and accuracy in our service. So I'd like to introduce Roscoe Tanner.
Everybody hear me all right? Oh, huh? All right. How much is it? Let's see. Hello? Hello, hello? How can you hear me? Sort of. But what I'm going to talk about is the serve, because you've read it for the night, Colorado tonight, but it feels like coming home to me, because I did go to Stanford. Way back before Stanford won every NCAA. What I would do now. I guess the girls are doing pretty well out there this week, playing in the NCAA for the women's team championship. So it's exciting to see how well what they're doing, not only in tennis, but in everything in the Bay Area. But at any rate, serve is unique in sports because before you hit a serve, you are in total control. Nothing can happen. It's a little bit like when a quarterback comes up to a line in football. Until he calls the play, nobody can do anything. They can do all kinds of jockeying around, doing motion. People can be moving all over the place. But until you hit the serve, the other guy can't do anything. Now, Fred Perry once told me, that gives you a unique opportunity. You control everything, so you get to pick where you want to hit it. The other guy has to react to you totally. And once you've done that, then everybody reacts to everybody. You don't have to react to the game. Serve is not that way. Also, you get a free shot. If you miss your first serve, you get to hit another one. From the same place. To the same place with no penalty. Except, what's the first thing that you think of when you miss your first serve? When your opponent misses their first serve? No wonder you guys play so well, you don't think?
Back to second serve.
You get excited, right? You go, hey, I got a great chance. So, what you want to do, it really isn't a free shot. Because if you miss your first serve, the other guy feels better. So what you want to do is get them where they don't feel good that you're hitting a second serve. How many people here ever practice their serve by serving bucket ball? Good, that's a good percentage. All right, how many people here, when they're serving, practice second serve? Great, I like it. You guys remember something I said 12 years ago. That's very, very important. Now, when you're serving second serves, most people step up and just are like machine guns. They got a basket of balls, they got to get through it, they've told themselves, I'm going to serve a bucket of balls. So they serve, and it's like, boom, boom, just haphazard. There's not really any thought about it. So when you play a point, it's the first time that you actually come up and you go, hey, this counts. So all of a sudden, that's why people play a lot better in practice than they do in scoring, because they don't go through the mental processes of thinking what it is that when on play they're going to do. Instead of developing a pre-shot routine, they just go up and serve. So what I used to do, and what I still do sometimes, is go out and serve targets. I put a little tennis key in, or like they did, they put such a minefield at cans I don't think you can miss. Some of you guys found a way, yeah. That was pretty tough. They should have given me all the cans. You could get it through there without hitting it. But anyway, I put cans in the corners, serve at them. If I miss, no big deal, but I'm serving at something small. Then when it comes time, how many of you have noticed when it's 30-40 and you miss your first serve, the court gets smaller? Shrinks. The net gets higher. Everything goes bad. Well, what I used to do is serve at hands. Small targets. Then when you take that target away, the court looks huge. It makes your mind feel better. It's a mental game there. Or it change. You'll become very religious. And after the first serve, oh God, please let this one go in. Right? So what you want to do is get it to where you're very confident in your second serve, then your first serve becomes a free shot. Okay. Now, there's several other things on serving. I'll get to those as I go through it. But what I want to really talk about today is I'll demonstrate my serve. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. Then any of y'all that want to, you can come down. You can use the head rackets we have here. I want you to try them out. Some personally think they're the best around. I'm very proud to be with that and use their products. They're a great company for me. But we have rackets here that you can test. So we're going to come out and I'm going to help you with your serve individually. Because everybody's serve is different. So I'm going to show you and tell you the keys to what makes my serve actually easier. One of the things to remember is I've been a pro tennis player, not a pro tennis teacher so much. So I leave some things out. Or if you don't understand some of the things I'm saying, ask me a question. I don't have a problem with that. Because I'm here for you. You're not here for me. Okay? I'm here to help you. So, and if you don't understand it, it's my fault, not yours. Now, there are some things I think that tennis sometimes is maybe complicated. So there's some things I leave out on purpose. For example, I'm left-handed, so I'm probably going to hold the racket in my left hand. But I thought, and also I'm going to stand sideways this way, whereas if you're right-handed, you stand sideways this way. I used to think I could make that out. But then I did my first clinic, and I was watching one lady, she was watching me very carefully. She came up just the way I did. With the racket, just the way I did. With the ball, just the way I did.
Backhand, sir.
And I'm like, boy, that was great. I must have caught her well. So, you can actually stand the other way. It's okay. And also, it's not, serving just in general is very individualistic. Some people are built differently. Everybody's not going to have a picture-perfect swing. Or a picture-perfect swing for each person is a different swing than anybody else. So one of the things to remember, the serve is yours alone. It's just, I happen to think that this way is simpler. It's a good thing we didn't know how to talk. Yes, we okay. And it's a good thing that we didn't know how to talk when we were learning how to walk. Because it's taught all together differently. Lift that, so move that. You're going to walk around like that. Instead of just all of a sudden. But anyway, on the serve, when I was little, I used to have a problem changing grips. Then I read where Rod Laver uses the same grip for all his shots. And I thought, that's it. He won 2 Grand Slams, I haven't won any. So I like the concept. So I'll go along with what he says. What he uses is take the V between these 2 fingers, put it right on top of the racket, and he let this butt cap rest right against the end of his hand. And sure enough, the hundreds of thousands of dollars that that company spent in patents on that butt cap, it's worth it. The racket fits. So, I put it right against the end of my hand. Now, I come up, I get sideways where I want to hit the ball. Now also, I don't step up, I don't just walk around. Here, notice, here's the first point for most people at a club. They're walking all over the place, pick up the ball, they hit 10 forehands, 10 backhands, 2 volleys, 1 overhead, 1 serve, ready. Your arm has gone over your shoulder twice, and you're ready to serve. So the first point looks something like this. I step up. Now watch my right hand. This is the key to what the first point looks like. They step up. Before they hit the ball, their right hand is getting the second ball.
Oh, geez.
Wouldn't you believe it? Now women, on the other hand, are down here doing this. You're like, what a great concept. Why not just get the first serve in? So, why not take 2 or 3 serves, get one in before you start your first point? Give yourself a chance. Or if you're playing doubles, a lot of people are nervous about what their partner's going to eventually step up, and it's the first serve, it's the second serve, now they've double the ball. And their partner goes, start. And now they're nervous about the second point, and they still haven't gotten a ball in the box. So, why not make a deal with yourself and practice to get a serve in before you actually start scoring? So, now I come up, I get sideways where I want to hit the ball. I have a little free shot routine. I just bounce the ball 3 times before I serve. And I do that when I'm serving basketball, the same as when I'm in a match. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about where I'm going to hit the ball. Okay? The only way I can do that, most people, they start right here, they get to right here, then they decide where they're going to hit the ball. Why do you think that is? Well, they can't decide. They have to get to here. Why? Because when they go to toss the ball, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's there. Now, you can't decide to hit a slice if it's over here. So you must wait till you get here. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Or, oh, I gotta go this one. So, you can't decide what serve you're gonna hit. What an advantage you've thrown away. You can be up here, remember, you're in complete control, but you can't really decide anything because you don't know what's gonna happen. So then, first thing you do, you get to here, stop. Okay, now I can hit it. Now what that does, when you go to throw a ball, you do like this. Stop. There you go. No, you don't. Why? Because you know right where the ball is. It's in your hand. When it's serving, we all stop. Because we don't know where the ball's going to be. Either that or it's up over the light pole, and we've got to wait for it to come back down. You can't hit what you can't reach. What that does is it kills, it absolutely kills, let me get this fast here, it absolutely kills the weight transfer. So what happens, you can't really move into the ball. Weight transfer is where your power comes, not from your arm. I'm not a big guy, but I did have my weight moving into the ball. So if I step up like this, that's about as hard as I can hit it. Okay? My arm is going fast, my body's staying still. So my arm's going that way, I'm going this way. What's going to hurt? My arms. I'm basically beating myself up. So, and that's because I have no weight movement. So instead, what do people do to try to stop that? They go, I'll show that. I'm not going to hurt my arm. So they go, but I'm not going to football. Then at the end of the day, they go, oh, my back hurts. It's not so good. So, instead what you should do, step up. Keep your back up, go through, catch it with your legs. Your legs are made to take that shot. So that's the key. Your weight goes forward, the ball goes harder, you swing easier, your legs take the shot. All the things make the serve better with less effort and less pain. If it makes it tougher on the other guy, well, it's easier on you. I like the whole concept. There's only one thing that has to be done for that to happen. The toss has to be in the same place every time. So, and we're taught to toss the ball way up in the air and let it come back down and hit it. Now, if you had a dart and wanted to hit the bullseye, would you rather be 2 feet or 8 feet from the bullseye? There you go. Somebody has it. You got it. Everybody else is over there. Exactly. No wonder he's got a 49er cap on. They can figure that out. Okay. You'd rather be 2 feet. You'd rather be closer. So why then, if in serving you've got to put the ball in the same place every time, would you choose to throw it farther? Because my pro said, hey, you got to throw it in the air. It's not true. The pros will tell you to throw it up there to give you more time so that you can correct for a bad toss. Get the reasoning in that? Well, I've got to throw it up higher because my toss is bad, so that I can pause and check out where it is and then swing. Then, why not bring it down shorter so your toss is good? You don't have to stop. That's my point. It's your toss. Now, the other thing, they don't tell you where to toss it. You notice when you've been taught with the backhand, they say this is a backhand. Now, do that and meet the ball right here. Forehand. This is a forehand. Do that and meet the ball right here. Serve. Toss it up and go hit it. You notice the difference in the teaching? Why not on the serve? This is a serve. Meet the ball right here. You ever notice when you go to start a rally with a forehand? You know you're going to meet it here. You don't toss it over there. So why on the serve, except for the fact that you're not quite sure where to meet it. You're just supposed to toss it up and find a convenient spot to hit it. So what I say is let's learn where the spot is that you want to meet the ball, then toss the ball there and hit it. And the toss is actually not part of the serve. Fingertip or whatever, but the big thing is, like for example, if I ask you, how do you hold a dart when you throw it? You notice that not many people, almost everybody goes, they don't say how they do it, they just show me. Now in tennis, I'll guarantee you, if I ask you, how do you hold it, they'll say, well, I'm told to hold it like this, or I'm told to do this, I'm told to hold it in my wrist as I toss it. And all these different things, it mustn't spin, and all that. So they can tell you all kinds of things about how to toss it, but nobody can tell you where to toss it. It's just up there. Or, the other thing about where to toss it is, well, you go about 12 inches over here, and about 18 inches over here. So if it came down the ground, that's where it would hit. So what you must do when you're tossing is go like this. Right? You can't do that. It's spotted here. It's difficult. Serving is not fair. Very, very difficult. They don't give you a little spot up there, and they're asking you to do it with the wrong hand. So it's not fair, but that's the cards that were dealt. Okay? So now, what you need to do is learn where that spot is. Now, the other question. This is a really key one. When you come up to the line, you're getting ready to serve. You're standing here. Bounce the ball 3 times. All right. Now I'm ready. Now, right here. Where should I be looking? All right. I've had today. You get 3 answers usually. 1 is at the ball. 1 is at the target, meaning the target where you're going to hit the court, and the other one is up in the air. Now, let's just start with the one of the target where you're going to hit the court. How can you possibly do that? You never see the ball at all. Well, you don't even know whether you made a good or a bad toss. Then, let's go to the next one, looking at the ball. That would be like throwing a dart. You know, tossing it like this. Looking at the ball. We're supposed to look at the ball. So, let's look at the ball all the time. That'd be like throwing a dart like this. You can't do it. You never hit bullseye. You hit lucky. So you'd be lucky to cut an accurate toss. Where you look, at the spot, a very defined spot. In other words, not just in general in the air, but in a very defined spot of where the ball where you want to toss it. So, you get here, you look at that spot, and you toss the ball to your eyes. If you give your brain a target, your brain will put it there. It'll make your arm do something, it'll make your fingers do something, and all those things, and you won't have to think about whether or not you've got it in your fingertips or not. In other words, if I stood up, if I have people come out, they say, well, I can't do that. You know, they keep tossing it higher and higher. Then I tell them, all right, I put my hand up there and I say, you get $1,000 to put in my hand. Boom, right in my hand every time. Every time. Because now they're not thinking about serving. There's no forum. Just for $1,000. So, really, all you got to do is separate the toss from the serve and go, I'm going to place it there so I can serve. That's all it is. Very, very simple. You give yourself, you got to learn where the spot is too. So you get to here, toss it up, and hit. It just happens that the serve is a throwing motion. So when you go from here to here, it doesn't matter. Get the racket back here, it's just the same as if you were throwing a ball. There, take the racket out, put the ball out with the racket in, there's the spot. Now, from here, here's where I would release it if I was throwing it. That's the spot where I want to meet the ball. Then I follow through the direction I want the ball to go, and I catch myself. I used to leave that out too. Back a bunch of years ago, I was doing inclination, and you know, in the books they all tell you it's got to bring this foot across because it makes you get into net quicker. Then, along comes John McEnroe. He lands on this foot and gets to the net faster than anybody has in the history of the game. Probably means you can land on either foot. The big thing is that you don't fall down. Now, I used to leave it out figuring that no one was going to fall down just because I didn't say that. But I was in Nashville, Tennessee, And a lady, I was talking to one lady, there was a big slap right behind me. I look around, she's still got a racket, outstretched. And she's laying with her nose planted in the court. And I asked her, excuse me, what are you doing? She said, no, you didn't tell me to catch myself. So, catch yourself, don't fall down. But that's really all there is to a serve. And you'll find if the toss is in the right place, the serve falls in place completely. When the toss is in the wrong place, everything goes bad. People, in general, and this is one way to tell if your toss is right. People, in general, hit and fall back this way. What does that mean? Anybody got a guess as to what that means? It's a little tougher question.
Ball was too far back.
Huh? Backward. Yeah, it means the toss was too far to the right. That's because I fell to the right. So if the toss is in the right spot, the follow-through is take you right behind the ball. Real easy. Really. So when I step up and serve, and the wind doesn't bother my serve. The ball doesn't have a chance to go up in the air and blow around. But if you notice, I just place the ball where the racket goes. Okay? But if I throw it, if I don't throw the ball far enough forward, put it here, then I can't have weight transfer. Then if I throw it too far over here, I'll fall over. If I too far that way, I'll put that, fall that way. So one way to tell is if you put a little mark in the court where you start out, and you know the direction the ball goes, if you serve, if you go along the direction the ball went, the toss was probably pretty good. Any questions? Oh, okay. I knew that had to be one. Doesn't matter. That's why I didn't say it. The big thing is that you get sideways to where you want the ball to go. See, the problem with saying the angle that you put your foot to the line is different in the news court than it is in the ad court, because you're serving two different angles. And also, some people's legs are like this, and some people's legs are like this, and they're not going to stand the same way. So it matters if I'm serving that way. It just so happens if I put a racket on my legs, in general that way. Then when I go to the ad court, that way. So you're just sideways to where you want it to go. No specific answer to that.
So we use the same toss whether we do a slice or flat serve?
Slice and flat serve should be an identical toss. The reason being, if you have a different toss for every serve, your opponent knows it. So you don't want your opponents to know. As much as you can disguise as possible, an American twist serve does require a different toss. But you swing just as hard on all of them.